Jonathan Lee Riches Investigates. I am covering the tragedy out of Moscow, Idaho. Bryan Kohberger, currently being held in the Latah County Jail. I'm about to give you an in-depth look of what the jail looks like inside and a description about what goes on in the jail and about the jail facilities. This is probably the most in-depth look that you'll hear about that I was able to find, which I'm going to share with you all now, and then I'm going to share it, and then we will discuss. Check it out. This is a news article back in 2014. Latah County Jail passes inspection. Commissioners complete quarterly review of facility. You can see there what it looks like. There is the phone area. Latah County Commissioner Dave McGraw looks at a telephone used for jail visitations during a quarterly tour. So looks like they have visits via the phone there. Through that, the window there, you see the person on the other side. There were only 33 inmates in Latah County Jail Wednesday morning, but that number is expected to rise, particularly when several weekend inmates arrived Friday evening. Latah County commissioners conducted their quarterly inspection of the facility and found the jail was in compliance after completing a lengthy checklist. There are 42 beds in the 40-year facility. Its population has been increasing at a fast clip. The population increase at the jail has been on the rise for at least the past 18 months, said Lieutenant Ron Mantle, the facility's longtime commander. In 2012, the average daily inmate population was 24, and in 2013, it has grown to 33 people. In mid-March, the number of inmates was 40 a day on average. It reached 49 men and women during the recent weekend. Now, keep in mind, this is 2014. It's now back down to the low 20s. There's currently like about 24 inmates at this facility right now. When the number of inmates exceeds capacity, then staff brings out cots and mats to accommodate everyone. Commissioners earlier this month added $30,000 to the food and healthcare budgets for the jail so their basic needs could be adequately funded through the fiscal year, which ends September 30th. So their fiscal year ends September 30th at the jail. The jail's small holding cell sometimes contains 10, 12, and on rare occasions, even more suspects. Big community events and the resulting arrests are one of the reasons for this condition. The jail has been gradually increasing its level of ADA compliance and recently widened 3 locked gates so those in wheelchairs can move easily or more easily get through. More lighting has been added to some areas of the jail, and wall paint is a lighter color than it was a couple years ago. The video control room provides staff with nearly 40 different views of the facility. Security cameras have been upgraded recently. The views are clear from the control room, and the video can be stored much longer than before, for up to 6 months. They try to provide the inmates with privacy while they use the toilet, for example, by focusing the view downward. The jail is staffed by 1 sergeant, 3 corporals, and 8 deputies working 3 different shifts. So 1 sergeant, 3 corporals, 8 deputies, 8, 11, 12. 12 staff at this jail. Much of the jail is composed of living areas that hold several people. There's 1 television in each of the areas, and bench seating. Inmates accused of more serious crimes are in a different area. Inmates having trouble getting along with other occupants sometimes are relocated to avoid conflict. Solitary areas can be used for this purpose. There is a slightly larger solitary cell for inmates who are ill. The visiting area is small. It accommodates just 4 visitors at a time, and there's no physical contact. No physical contact at this jail. Visitors and inmates can see each other through windows cut into the wall between the inmates and their friends and relatives. They speak to one another through a 2-way communication system. All conversations on that system are recorded and kept by the sheriff's deputy indefinitely. Inmates can meet almost any time with their attorneys. They are asked not to do so during visiting hours because the increased activity can make it more difficult to maintain security. However, inmates only get outside for an hour each day. The tour did not include the exercise area and library. Inmate Charles Capone, who was awaiting trial for allegedly killing his wife Rachel Anderson, was meeting with his attorney in the library. Commission Chairman Dave McGraw said afterward, not many people actually know what jails and prison are actually like inside. So here we go. So this is the jail. This is a little insight about what goes on in the Latell County Jail where Bryan Kohberger is currently being held. The more you know. So definitely a small facility, doesn't hold a lot of inmates. Currently right now, there's less than 24 inmates being held inside this jail. This jail is actually at the courthouse. It's at the courthouse next to a high school. Very small. It doesn't look like they have a lot of staff. You saw there's no contact visits. You cannot have contact visits. You can talk to someone over the phone. You can see them behind the glass. Yeah, Bryan Kohberger's probably going to be there for a while. It seems like by the time this goes to trial, if it goes to trial, this could be 2 years. He could be 2 years in that facility at least, especially if the prosecutor announces that it is a DP case. You know what DP stands for. If it's that, I think this is going to drag out for a while. He will be there. Let me know what you think. I just wanted to give you a perspective of what the jail looks like. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button. I am covering this case, giving you in-depth analysis. We'll be covering the proceedings when Bryan goes to court each and every time. And anything and everything about this case I will be sharing. So stay tuned. Justice for the victims, their family, the community of Moscow. Everyone be safe. God bless.